You are watching the Pan-African Daily TV with Dr. Susan Tatah. The Africa we want: unity, consciousness, our culture, our spirituality, our history. One Africa for Africans worldwide. Motherlands calling its diaspora home. Join my voice. Join my team. Join my campaign. Campaign 21 hashtag 1 million subscribers on the Pan-African Daily TV YouTube. Be a volunteer. Apply now. Be the new Africa. I'm truly just here to explain what has happened. It's a shame that these things keep happening, no matter how we want to correct it, no matter how we want to fix it. It's very important for you to understand that sometimes we really are on that attack, no matter how we want to play it around. So um Elder Bailey was kicked out. I was equally also shut down, right? And so it wasn't possible. But I connected to make sure okay. So we were just in the lobby room, but you could not see us. You couldn't hear us. So all we've done is just kind of like reschedule for Friday. Tomorrow he's going to have his 84th birthday, and he was a huge celebration. And they were already preparing a lot of stuff. As I talked to some of the members, and we're going through this technical challenge. He's doing very, very fine. And please remember him in your prayers and remember us also in your prayers. It's really strange. Yes, I see your comments, those of you that are watching me now, but it's not, we know it. We know the topic is a challenging one. And there are lots of facts and information that he's put together, documentations, pictures, books, even organizations like the one that he was saying, the Organization of the African American Unity that he created. He has some papers and documents about it. Just most of the time just saying, please, you have to learn this, you have to keep this for history for us and stuff like that, so we can tell the stories of our ancestors of Malcolm X to generations upon generations to come. It's a very historic lecture, and like we already said it, I don't know why, but it's for archives, it's for information, it's for education. Nobody's going to change the fact that these things happen, but you all know it is about our knowledge, and we have the right and the truth what happened. It's like the other nations and race, they talk about their past, they talk about Holocaust in Germany all the time, right? And never have we been interrupted about this kind of issues. Each time we come on the Pan-African Daily, these interruptions are coming, and they're becoming even more regular. And not only that, even from our Facebook pages, they really don't share our messages or even share our our stories anymore. But that's not the issue. I think we're really coming also to a point that makes us to understand that we truly do need our own channel. We truly do need our own satellite. When these things are happening, it is enough evidence and time for us to understand that we cannot continue to become small. We cannot continue to begin to, like we leaking bottles. You're just leaking from the back of a bottle. I think all these are evidence to also show how much and how far we have gone to be on these platforms. So it means actually we have no business doing on social media. We ought to own our own channel, and we put out information out there. Our professors and our teachers, our mentors, our experts, our scholars, they've also done a lot of information, reaching out also, to experts in this domain to see if we could even only share a space of those that are already on those satellite. We don't need to create the moon. We don't need to invent the sun. Everything has been put out there for us. But like I was saying, It is too much evidence enough for us to understand that, we can remain children. We cannot keep chewing our umbilical cord. So I'm not upset about anything that is happening, and you should not even be. On the contrary, these are evidence of our work. These are enough proof that, we're creating impact, we're changing, we're taking back our right, our revolution, our concept, our narratives. We're controlling everything. So it's okay. Imagine if we were just irrelevant. Imagine for 1.5 years sitting here and nothing changed and nobody was paying attention. So we would have just been wasting our time. So, like I keep saying, there is no time like this time. You've been seeing in the couple of months, particularly at the beginning of this year, you see all my images and everything, and we're using the same studios, the same technology and equipment that we truly really have invested a lot of money to make sure that we get the better appearance. But you know what? It's still not our compound here. We're still trespassing in other people's compound. So it is time that I think we need to focus on really putting out a fundraising serious campaign out there for us to get our own channel. Like we said, we can start even just by sharing the media space with other satellite. They exist a lot. And so it won't be a problem for us to take care of that. And so these platforms and these social media platforms would only be another alternative where we connect and share, but it's not really going to be our house. Imagine that we were in our compound. Nobody's going to enter into this village and get right into our own parlor and abuse us like this. Um, but like I said, until we get to that point, I'll be calling a very emergency meeting. Please make sure that you're connected to WhatsApp, and those that are really interested should be a part of this meeting. And that should happen as soon as possible, probably this weekend. Definitely, I'll be doing that on conferencing, our app that we developed. And for you that are still not available on that app, like the Apple users, which is also still a problem, but you can go through the line or through the website and you get connected to it. You have a 30 days free trial so we can host our own meetings, because it doesn't even make sense for us to still go using other platforms that are not built and created by us. You already know what it's all about. So really going to be getting into an emergency fundraising meeting. How do we want to maintain this platform? How do we really, and I'm looking out even for investors, even for shareholders that say, yes, let's put our money on the table and build something that is accurate. We're more than this. It's all about Africa. And if you're watching me out there, if you're a leader, you're a funder, you're an investor, you're just even somebody who said, you know what, let's put our $500 or $1,000, 20 people, 30 people, 50 people, we can do this. And I think we're already so matured. We're too strong to be that. We're getting to 55,000 subscribers in just a year. And you can already imagine that. That's too much power, too much evidence to actually prove to us that we're not joking here. It's not a child's play. It's not a content creator. It's not a YouTuber entertainment channel. No, it is about us, from us. It is about us hosting some of Africans' world-class experts, historians, scholars, you know, teachers, elders like Elder Belly. Can you imagine? The heat is too much. Let's be serious at this. The heat is too much. I think we will really have to, yes, Paul Brown, like I said, Johnny Boy, all of you, this big family that we're here. But I'm going to talk to the queens first. I would have to hold a meeting with Cheryl, Sanovia, and all, Canela, all of us, the queens in the house, and then we pave a way forward. How do we want to approach this? Okay. Yes. Until then, I think I don't know whether it will be possible for us to have um, this conversation before we host him again. We really don't know what is going to happen. I don't know what is going to happen. But tomorrow, we just want to give him the best celebration birthday of his life. He'll be turning 84. Look at how our elders, are aging, but look at how strong and fit they are, sound. He was not reading from anything, he was just speaking from the heart, because they really were the freedom fighters. Like you see, Professor James Small always said, we have to be serious. It's now and forever. And there's no harm we're doing to anything. It is all about the education that we deserve, our children deserve, the history that we never heard and we never knew about them. And we are at the age where these informations are coming from teachers. It's not just blah, 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 noise making. They're experts in the field, they're scholars. It's an academic portal or platform, right? So, yes, I hope that we can do this. But one thing I love, when he heard that he was kicked out, and he's like, I'm 84, there's nothing to worry about. I've seen it, I've lived it, I've been with it, I saw it with my very eyes. Nothing can shake us. And he said it. And there's nothing to worry about. It's just our time. We have to use this moment. We have to get the best out of it. And I think, yes, the best is now. What more else can I say? What more else should we be saying? The best is just now, the opportunity for us to build the Africa that we want, to get the three generations that I was talking about yesterday, our elders, us, the middle class, and then we pass it on to to the future. And I want to thank all of you for your patience, even you connecting back. I didn't really know what was going on with you. I didn't know how you were thinking, or you were worried, or you were being like, but of course you've already been in the course for the past 3 weeks or a month now about this, continuous attack on our technology or whatever, be them aliens, be them creatures, be them whatever, be them forces, principalities of darkness, the enemies of the progress of Africa. It mustn't even only be YouTube. YouTube and his algorithm maybe have nothing, but it is a whole battle, not just a physical one, even spiritual ones. But we know that our ancestors fought this 400, 500 years ago, and we are still standing here. Some of us were still not even born, even our children, even you, the generations that we're watching, even the generations of our elders. But today we have history, not just history that was reading in the books, history that is talking to us. You can imagine how privileged and opportune this time is for us to make things right. And what are we making right? We're getting knowledge so that we can develop ourselves and develop our continent. Because it's just like we're laughing stocks. It's just like no African is able. It's just like we're wicked to our own self. It's just like we're wicked to our own continent. It's just like we're blind to the sufferings of our people. It's just like we're those kind of, hateful people that is only about negative narratives about us. No, Africans have been doing it ages. If you know how much money the diasporas, I'm just talking about the migrant diaspora communities like us that came here, not only on purpose to be here anyway, how much money we contribute to build the communities, the villages. Every diaspora that is out here, even some of the times like us in Germany, Germans are always like thinking like, they're the ones always supporting Africa. And it's a lie. Yes, they do it with their own bilateral, political, governmental, developmental projects, creating some impact. But the African, because no matter how much contribution we send, even if it's to your mother to take care of his health, his bills, to your siblings, it's a whole enormous contribution to an economy like that. So the diasporans out here have always been looked upon like slaves. Of course, all of us, because no matter, we can really not live a life that is our own, like all the privileged people, like the white people live a privileged lives. And we're saying, of course, Africans also have the right to be privileged. When we get even into marriages, this marriage is actually not really holding, because if you're married to an African American African migrant, they're always going to be sending support home. And at sometimes, this marriage is on stand because no African forgets where he comes from. None. Even the beggars on the street, the hustlers, the refugees in camps, in dungeons, the ones that are suffering on the snow and everything. The little money they have, they send back to develop Africa. Can you imagine how much that is? Can you imagine how much that is for somebody to own that, to say, no, you're not doing anything. You're just lazy, hateful people, just hurting each other, betraying each other, hurting, the backbiting and everything, stalking each other. No, Africans do just a lot. If we're poor out here, we don't have houses or mortgages or drive big cars. Not that we could not. Most of us are engineers. Most of us are professionals. But if you see the humble way they live their lives, it's just because no African sleeps and knows that his people is in hunger, even his community. That image and that narrative and that story is all right. Nobody should take that away from us. Because we already know. We don't even need to tell somebody anything. We're not the story kind of people. When I say story, we originally are storytellers. That's much talents that we have. But we are not the kind of ones that will cook some kind of information, make it look so nice and call it professional and put billboards everywhere, slap it in your face on the radio, on the news, and everywhere is there. We do it naturally and don't even talk, because we know it's a part of a duty for us to do that. So we have to do things right now. And trust us, we're going to do it. We're going to have our own channel, Pan-African Daily TV, Voices of Africans Worldwide, your voices. There's no way. And like I said, our proverbs are many. If you don't refuse a bet, if you refuse your bet from him, then he's gonna build a house. In the villages, we know that. Or they say, no, don't give him a fish every day, give him a nest. Or they say it takes a village to raise a child. What is it? Or they say, just like in the beginning, so they end. So you can already know how we would end from our beginning. So don't be discouraged for no second. Don't be. They never were discouraged. Our elder who was here, you saw, he was apologizing and like, oh, Susan, you know what? My fault. I'm not of your generation. I have no clue. And you cannot imagine it. That's why I want to thank Baba Jume, my advisor and my supporter, the assistant that is working to put some of these techniques and get all these elders on board. Because Baba Jume was the one, I didn't have direct access to him. He doesn't have an email. He doesn't have a WhatsApp like what we're doing. But just to connect to him and make things work from another state to him, and he could, navigate him to say, no, put on this button, go get this, sit in this position. It is awesome. There's nothing that an African cannot do. It doesn't exist. At the age of 92s, at the age of 84s, never touch a handy and go live and speak. What is it again that we can create? And we're looking for inventors. And we're looking for people that started this. These are people that started. What are the stories we need to? What is even the history that we need to know? Because we're just producing it every day. But sometimes we forget the things that we do that really matters to us. And we really forget to thank ourselves. Pat our backs. Please do. There's a lot of healing. Do it. Own up what you've done and thank yourself for it. Sometimes we live in this poverty mindset of always thinking we don't do enough because we want to do everything. Of course, I know all of us are going to go at our own time, and nobody's really going to, apart from the creator that made us and the God of our ancestors, right? So, but each and every one of us is living an impact. Play your role, I play my own. And when we play this role, sometimes let's not forget about ourselves. Let's think about ourselves. All right, let's thank ourselves for doing it. And that's why I thank you so very much. How many of you, even after we were thrown out, are still here? You were waiting because you were worried. because you were like, what is happening to us? NS Parker, I see you. All of you, you're still here. Johnny Boy is here. Mamadou Koulibaly is even here. Those that were still ready to join the conversations, because the topic is such a one that everybody already was like, I don't want to miss this. I had even proposed to him that we could do the recording and we upload it. And he said, no, I want to speak to my children. I want them to see it from my mouth. It's not like I cooked something, or it's not like I was reading something. Typical. Whether the ones in the inferior, what they call the inferior villages on the continent, or the ones in Haiti, in Colombia, in the Americas, in Europe or the UK, it's the same people, the same reaction, no difference. It's the same thing my great grandfather would tell me the same this. So now I want to look at you. I want to feel you. I want to be speaking to you. And it was so interesting to see him keep saying, oh, you have to mark this. You have to take care of this. You have to listen to this. You have to write it down. You have to, like, tack, 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 passing it on. So let's meet. Normally, we should be having our Professor James Small tomorrow. I still have to reach out to him. And then Friday, we're going to have Baba Belly again. And this time, and he also said something that I like to share with you before we end up. He's like, even now I mastered this whole small thing in my hand, and I'm really going to do better. This small little thing in my hand. And all of us were laughing. The boys were just laughing, like, nah, master this small little thing in my hand. I was even just fidgeting. I didn't know this how easy it is. So I'll do much better on Friday. I'll be on time and I'll be very, very okay. And we will hold the conversation for 2 hours because I have a lot to say and to pass on. So yes, 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 yes. People, I want to thank you so, so much. Senut Senuti. Yes, I see your comments. Sun Temple, thank you so very much. Africa for Africans, you know that. And it's not nothing. It's those times that they used to keep us in the background, feed us, keep feeding us, breastfeeding us, giving us buttermilks, and then doing it. No more. We're taking that responsibility in contributing to build our own people psychologically, like he was saying, and also physically and spiritually, right? Everything is okay. We're very fine. And for I ain't taking this crap no more. Ennis Parker, exactly. The quotations. If you just Google even his quotations, you're gonna see it. A lot of people have been pouring in, on our platforms, like quotations from him. And I actually, for the first time, saw a book. I'm still trying to see if we have soft copies of it, but I think Professor James Small and the other scholars, they will put us a lot of material that we need out there. Because like I said, we're building all these experts for contact and information services from the best world experts. So if you know that you have a service that you're offering and you want people to know your services, make sure that you connect with us on our community, on the community platform, the Africa We Want Global.org. So you can register your services there, get a membership for yourself, because we're not going to do it on the Pan African Daily. It has to go through the community. All we only do is look at the projects that are in the community, and then we put that information out there. But I'll still take time when we put out this structure together with the queens in the house, and we'll come out officially to tell you how it works. Okay? So I really do love you, and I thank you, and I appreciate you. You know that so much, that without you, no me. And without me, maybe you. Maybe you without me, not without you. Okay. So we're gonna see ourselves again tomorrow. Just watch out for the guests that will be coming in. In the worst case, we're going to get Baba Jume, um, and all the scholars that will be coming up this week. We are on Malcolm X week 2022. Want to get information from the horse's mouth, what happened, who he was, not just read books about him. And particularly also, we would want to have I've been looking through that to get a speaker talk about Queen Shabazz, her wife, her children, and the legacy. Now we know that he has a Bolivar. And I saw Professor James Moore, they always go, I think, every season to go and pay him a memorial. So probably we should also be getting ready to do these things when COVID is opening up. Okay. So thank you so much, my family. Thank you so much, my beautiful people, strong, strong women and men and kings out there. Thank you. We see ourselves tomorrow again. Stay strong, stay healthy. Okay. And don't forget, make sure you drink a lot of water and thank nature and our ancestors for putting us on this journey. It's a very noble and humble cause. There's nothing else I can live to do than do this. Okay. And I know you too. Right. So good night to all of us. We see ourselves again tomorrow. I could stay and stay and stay. I know that you're also there, but we also have work to do. I know I'm still in your job site out there in the Americas. And yeah, we're taking care of that. And those of you on the continent who stayed this long to watch this historic or to listen or to follow up these lectures, you're going to get it live again on Friday. Good night to you. Bye-bye. You are watching the Pan-African Daily TV with Dr. Susan Tatah. The Africa we want. Unity, consciousness, our culture, our spirituality, our history. One Africa for Africans worldwide. Motherland's calling its diaspora home. Join my voice. Join my team. Join my campaign. Campaign 21 hashtag 1 million subscribers on the Pan-African Daily TV YouTube. Be a volunteer. Apply now. Be the new Africa.